corner, and we are excited for that. As a matter of fact, the spring game is next weekend. I can't wait to pop out there, check out the team, get some of that hot fried fish, have a good time. But before we can get into football, there's been so much going on in CIAA basketball scene. I had to do this video and give some updates. So I'm gonna start off with Bowie State University. Sadly, we have lost are losing a lot of key contributors to the team that had a very successful season last year. We already know Elijah Davis went into the portal and has committed to Morgan State. We also know Amari Winbush entered the portal and has been receiving a lot of Division One attention. Also, Kevin Corley has entered the transfer portal and he's looking for a new home. Man. War Muganda. Almost forgot. War Muganda is also in the transfer portal, and he's looking for a new landing spot. So some of the main guys, some 20-point game scorers, some 30-point game scorers, some game winners, some all-conference players are no longer with the program. It's sad to see, but hey, we wish those guys the best of luck. There's going to be a lot of shoes that need to be filled, a lot of points that need to be scored, right? And that's what's going on with Bowie State. Not to mention we had one of the best players on the girls' team. I can't come up with the name right now. That's my fault. But she's also in the portal as well. So that's the Bowie State side of the basketball craziness that's going on. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. If you look at the rest, what Fayetteville State did was very, very intriguing to me. First of all, Fayetteville State's previous coach used to be Bowie State's old coach, and he has a history of underachieving, but at the same time, they did win an NCAA playoff game just this past season. They opted to not renew his contract, and who did they get to replace him? They hired Bluefield State's old coach to be their new. That's a bold move, to let Coach Luke go and bring in Fayetteville State's coach. Now, it does kind of make some sense because he's a lot younger, and he did a whole lot of good things at Bluefield State. But wow, to let Luke go and bring in the guy from Bluefield, that's a bold move. Hey, we're going to see if it works out for him, because when you make moves like that, if it don't work, people tend to get fired, right? So there's that. That's still not everything. Because we see, first of all, we see a lot of men and women in the CIAA, all in the portal. I've seen some people from Johnson C. Smith, from Virginia Union. A lot of people from Virginia State are transferring, and that leads me to Virginia State. Virginia State's women's coach, after winning the championship, after going to the championship. Virginia State's coach steps down at Virginia State and takes the job at Morgan State. So now Virginia State is looking for a new head coach and a lot of new players on the women's side. Man, it's so much going on. So we got new coach at Bluefield State that they need to hire. We got a new coach at Fayetteville State that they're looking for. They have the coach they got there from Bluefield. Virginia State Women's is looking for a new coach. Man, so many different players in the portal. The next season for CIAA basketball is going to be very interesting in terms of who returns to what school and who's coaching. This is very far off, but it's going to be interesting to see the preseason rankings and where people think people are going to end up next year. It's going to be real interesting. This is one of the main reasons why it's sad to see so many Bulldogs leaving the portal, because I think with a lot of the moves that were made in the CIAA, the men's side was going to be wide open for a Bowie State to get all their guys back, or the majority of their guys back, and go for a run for the championship. But hey, the portal gives and the portal takes away. And this is going to be, man, we still got to wait and see who Bluefield State hires. We have to wait and see who Virginia State women hires. We got to see how many guys from Bluefield into the portal. How many of them try to transfer to Fayetteville State? How many guys from Fayetteville State transfer out of it? It's going to be, man. That really shocked me. That's a bold move in the CIAA. They let Luke go and hire Blue. What? Okay, Fayetteville State, they serious about what they trying to do over there. That's really interesting. But yeah, like I said, you got a lot of young people across the CIAA in the portal. You got massive coaching changes. It's basically gonna be like a whole new conference in a lot of different ways going into next year. But in your way too early predictions, who do you think has an advantage? Honestly, if I'm being honest, I would have to say probably Fayetteville State, probably just because I mean, what is everybody else doing? Everybody else is trying to fill a whole lot of different holes. So, but that's that. Next week we on the football.